The G7 did not deliver any significant agreements, as usual. In any case, what we need to pay attention to in the next months has nothing to do with the G7 or with multilateral agreements. It has to do first with the slowdown of the Eurozone. The slowdown of the Eurozone is not due to lack of stimuli or lack of help from the European Central Bank, rather the opposite. Very low rates, negative rates, and excessive liquidity have perpetuated the imbalances of the Eurozone economies, and as such, what it has led is to stagnation. Think about this: with weak oil prices, with supportive levels of inflation, and with all that level of liquidity and monetary stimulus as well as fiscal stimuli, the reality of the Eurozone is stagnation. Let's be very, very careful about blaming something else. Second, China. The yuan devaluation. The yuan is already at 7.15. It is very unlikely that we will see the yuan strengthen quickly, because it's easier for the Chinese government to allow its imbalances to be sort of washed out by devaluations, but at the same time, those devaluations weaken the economy more. Those are not tools for exports, those are tools for cronyism, and unfortunately, the devaluation plus injections of liquidity process leads to Japanization. Third, trade wars. It is highly unlikely that we will see an agreement between the US and China that is meaningful. It is very unlikely because neither China wants to change its model. In fact, it is tightening capital controls. It is tightening its interventionist measures, and it's also implementing more currency manipulation measures. Second, the United States. The United States cannot afford to reach an agreement that is weak, and more importantly, that only buys time for China to continue with its policies. As such, it is very important for the United States to implement sound money and fiscal measures that allow the economy to strengthen.